The wounds were bleeding. His hands, his feet, his side all bleeding. Not from injury, from nowhere. The marks of Christ's crucifixion appearing on his body. He fell to his knees, not in joy, but in anguish. "Lord," he cried, "take them away. I don't want them. I'm not worthy. People will see, they'll think I'm a fraud, a madman. Please, take them back." And Jesus answered. What he said changed everything Padre Pio understood about suffering. It will change how you understand yours. This conversation is not legend. It's documented in Padre Pio's own letters, written to his spiritual directors, Padre Benedetto and Padre Agostino, in the weeks and months after receiving the Stigmata. These letters were preserved, examined by the Church, and authenticated during his canonization process in 2002. The wounds themselves were medically examined multiple times. Doctors documented them. Photographs exist. For 50 years, 1,918 to 1,968, they bled daily, never healing, never becoming infected. This is verified history. And what transpired between this suffering priest and Jesus reveals the purpose of every pain you've ever endured. Let's go back to that morning in San Giovanni Rotondo. Padre Pio was 31 years old, a Capuchin priest at the friary in San Giovanni Rotondo, a remote village in southern Italy. He'd been ordained only 7 years, young, obscure, unknown beyond his small community of brother friars. The 20th of September, 1918, Friday morning. He was praying in the choir loft after Mass, alone, around 10 in the morning. The chapel was silent. Sunlight filtered through the high windows. He knelt before a wooden crucifix, deep in prayer, as he did every day. Then suddenly pain, searing, unbearable pain, fire in his hands, fire in his feet, fire in his side, as if a lance had pierced straight through his ribs. He looked down. His palms were bleeding, not surface wounds, but holes completely through both hands. He could see light through them, his feet the same. His left side a deep gash like a sword thrust, blood soaking his brown Capuchin habit, pooling on the floor. The Stigmata, the wounds of Christ's crucifixion, manifested on his body. His immediate reaction was not ecstasy, not spiritual joy, not the serene acceptance you might imagine from a saint. Shame, terror, confusion. He tried to hide the wounds, wrapped his hands in cloth, but the blood soaked through instantly. He attempted to stand, collapsed. The pain was overwhelming. The other friars, hearing sounds of distress, rushed into the choir loft and found him there bleeding, trembling, trying desperately to cover his hands. In the hours and days that followed, Padre Pio was horrified. His letters from this period reveal a soul in anguish, not celebration. He wrote to Padre Benedetto, "People will think I did this to myself, that I'm seeking attention. They'll call me a fraud." He wrote, "I am a sinner. I don't deserve to share Christ's wounds. Why would he mark me this way?" He wrote, "The Church will investigate me. They'll think it's demonic or fake. I'll be condemned. And practically, how can I say Mass with bleeding hands? How can I live normally? Everyone will see. Everyone will stare." He wasn't wrong to fear these things. The Church was suspicious. They did investigate for years. Padre Pio endured scrutiny, restrictions on his ministry, accusations of fraud and attention-seeking. Some church officials tried to prove the wounds were self-inflicted. Others suggested demonic deception. He was forbidden at times from saying public masses, from hearing confessions, from showing himself to the faithful who began arriving in growing numbers. His prayer, immediately after receiving the wounds, was desperate. "Lord, I ask Jesus to take them away. Not the pain, I could bear the pain, but the visibility, the blood, the holes in my hands that everyone would see." I begged him, "Give me the suffering invisibly. Let me share your cross in secret." But the wounds remained, and they bled, every day, every hour. But behind the miracle came the question. So Padre Pio did what every suffering soul eventually must do. He asked the question, "Why me? Why these wounds? What is their purpose?" He wasn't rejecting the gift. He was trying to understand it. In October 1918, barely a month after receiving the Stigmata, he wrote to Padre Benedetto, "I asked the Lord why he wanted to afflict me in this way. What did I do to deserve such visible proof of his wounds? I am the least worthy of his servants." His question went deeper than simple. Why me? He was asking. What is the purpose of suffering that's visible? Why not just internal spiritual suffering, which all holy people endure? What does Jesus want me to do with these wounds? How can pain possibly be a gift? For weeks after September 20, Padre Pio lived in spiritual darkness. The wounds bled constantly, soaking through bandages, through gloves, through everything. The pain was intense. He described it as being stabbed with fire continually, never ceasing, day and night. But worse than the physical pain was the confusion, the sense that God had marked him without explanation, that he was carrying a cross he didn't understand. He prayed. He wept. He begged for understanding. And in that silence, Jesus began to answer. And gradually, not in a single audible conversation, but through insights that came during prayer over weeks and months, Jesus answered. Padre Pio recorded these answers in his letters to his spiritual directors. What emerges is one of the most profound explanations of suffering's purpose ever given to a human soul. Jesus told him, "The wounds are not punishment, they are participation." He explained, "To save souls, someone must suffer with me. Every soul saved costs something. The cross wasn't just 2,000 years ago, it continues now. I invite chosen souls to share my redemptive suffering. You are one I have chosen." Jesus continued, "Your wounds will be my wounds working through you. When people see your hands bleeding, they will remember mine. When they see the wound in your side, they will remember the lance. The visible stigmata is a sign to a world that is forgetting my cross. You will be a living reminder that my sacrifice was real, that it cost something, that love bleeds. And this, perhaps most importantly, through your pain, I will reach souls who cannot hear words. Some people are moved by arguments, others by witness. Suffering speaks louder than sermons. Your wounds will convert hearts that theology cannot touch. Souls that would be lost will be saved because they saw you bleeding and remembered what I did for them." Finally, Jesus said something that transformed Padre Pio's understanding completely. "I don't give suffering randomly. I give it to those I trust most. Can you bear this for me? The wounds are a sign of intimacy, not distance. I share my greatest treasure, the cross, with those I love most deeply." On the 22nd of October 1918, Padre Pio wrote what may be Jesus' clearest answer to him. "The Lord told me, you will bear these wounds as a seal of my love. They will hurt, they will bleed, they will be misunderstood, but through them I will save thousands who would otherwise be lost. Your suffering is not meaningless, it is redemptive. It purchases souls." Padre Pio came to understand that suffering is currency in God's economy. Every moment of pain he endured was applied to someone's conversion, someone's healing, someone's salvation. He was literally purchasing souls with his blood, not as punishment, but as investment. Not because God is cruel, but because in the mysterious mathematics of redemption, love costs something, and Christ invites us to pay the price alongside him. He understood why the wounds had to be visible. He had wanted them hidden, Jesus wanted them seen. Why? Because millions of people needed visual proof that the cross was real. The 20th century was forgetting Christ's sacrifice, reducing it to metaphor, to symbol, to ancient history. The wounds on Padre Pio's hands made it impossible to forget. They said, "Look, this is what sin cost. This is what love paid. This is not a story, it's happening now, in flesh and blood, before your eyes." Jesus told Padre Pio, "Not everyone gets stigmata, but everyone gets a cross. Your suffering, whatever it is, illness or loss or betrayal or loneliness, is your stigmata. It has redemptive value if you unite it to my cross. Nothing is wasted if you offer it to me." And this was the heart of Jesus' answer. We don't suffer for nothing. We don't suffer as punishment if we're united to Christ. We suffer as co-redeemers, sharing his work of salvation. Your pain can save someone you will never meet. Your endurance can strengthen someone you will never know. Your offered cross can tip the balance for a soul teetering on the edge of damnation. After understanding Jesus' answer, Padre Pio never again asked for the wounds to be removed. He accepted them. He wore fingerless gloves to partially hide them when saying Mass or hearing confessions. He continued his priestly ministry, Mass every morning, confessions 10 to 16 hours a day, despite constant pain. He never complained publicly. When people asked if the wounds hurt, he would smile slightly and say, "They remind me of what he did for me." The wounds made Padre Pio world famous. Millions of pilgrims came to San Giovanni Rotondo over the next 50 years to see the wounds, yes, but more importantly, to confess to him, to be healed by him, to encounter through him the reality of Christ's ongoing sacrifice. Countless documented miracles occurred through his intercession. Souls were converted by thousands. His confessional became the busiest in the Catholic world. Multiple doctors examined the wounds throughout those 5 decades. They found no natural explanation. The wounds didn't heal, didn't worsen, never became infected, which was medically impossible for open wounds that bled constantly. They were perfect circular holes through both hands, fresh every day, as if perpetually new. Padre Pio died on the 23rd of September, 1968, exactly 50 years after receiving the Stigmata. After his death, doctors prepared his body for burial. They examined his hands and feet for the final time. The wounds were gone, completely healed, no scars. His hands and feet were smooth and unmarked, as if the wounds had never existed. As if Jesus said, "Your work is finished. You don't need them anymore." So what does this mean for you? Like Padre Pio's wounds, your suffering has purpose. Whatever pain you're carrying, physical illness, emotional trauma, loss, betrayal, the slow grinding anxiety of daily life, it can save others if you offer it to God. It's not random, not meaningless, not punishment, it's redemptive. Padre Pio asked why. Jesus answered, "You can ask the same question. Bring your suffering to Jesus and ask, what is this for? Who is this saving? How can this pain become grace?" The answer transforms everything. The cross stops being something you simply endure and becomes something you offer. Don't waste your cross. You have one, everyone does. Say these words, "Jesus, unite my suffering to yours. Use it to save someone. Let nothing be wasted." That prayer changes pain from burden to gift. And remember this, suffering is intimacy with Christ. Jesus gives his cross to those he trusts most. If you're suffering deeply right now, you are close to his heart. He's asking you what he asked. "Padre Pio, can you bear this for me? Can you help me save souls?" Padre Pio asked, "Why these wounds?" Jesus answered, "To save souls who would otherwise be lost." For 50 years, Padre Pio bled, and millions were saved. Your suffering can do the same. Offer it today, and let God turn your wounds into redemption.